Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot, and I am finally back to do our pick a card, which is what direction are you being guided towards, or where are you meant to go next, basically. But yeah, these are all kind of shaped like, I think, like an arrow, so just to see what direction that spirit is guiding you towards, your guides are, moving you towards at this time. So I apologize again for the long absence. I never mean for it to be as long as it is, but it just kind of ends up that way. So I mentioned in the post I'm working on some healing products, some sprays, oils. Eventually I'm going to do candles and some other bundles and stuff like that, and it'll be available on my website, and I'll let you know about that soon-ish. I'm just kind of figuring out the labels and some other business stuff. So I'll show you each of the 4 selections, but before I do, I just wanted to mention that below in the description, I'm adding another member of my soul tribe. Her name is Stephanie. She does readings through art. She's incredibly knowledgeable. She's basically like a mentor to me. And I've known her not that long, maybe like a year and a half so far. But she's extremely knowledgeable, and I've learned so much from her. So I'm just going to add her to the description. You can also find Kaylee's link there, who does Akashic Records readings, so it's just going to be like a little family down there eventually. So anyways, here are the 4 selections for our pick a card. This is group number 1. I don't really know what this is, but I found it in one of the local spiritual shops, so I'm going to call this the green wand. If any of you know what this is, please let me know. I believe this is real quartz, but other than that, I don't really know much about what this is. Okay, so this is the green wand, group number 1. Group number 2 is the chakra wand with all the different chakra stones there, you can see. I've never seen this before, or this actually. Group number 3 is the black feather. You probably can't see that too well. Black feather for group number 3, and group number 4 is the dried rose. Group number 4. Okay, so take as much time as you need. You can pause, you can look at the thumbnail where it's the overhead picture. And as far as camera angles, I think I'm just going to alternate depending on the need and just like how I feel. So again, we have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 1, which is the green wand. So let's take a look at what direction you're being guided towards next. If you missed what I mentioned about the camera angles in the intro, I'm just going to alternate because I know people have a preference, but I'm just going to do it as I feel intuitively. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, please. Our green wand group. You want to see the pretty ornament there. Please provide us clear guided messages for group number 1 and what direction they're being guided towards next. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to try to make sense in this reading because as per usual, I'm a little sleep deprived, but don't worry, I'm well rested. I just have a sleeping issue. Okay, so many people are concerned for me in the comments, which I appreciate. I hope you guys are doing great. The retrograde is finally over. That's good news. Spirit, for group number 1, what direction are they being guided towards, please? Or what do they need to know first, please? Our group, green wand group. Wow. Wow, wow. That's amazing. The very first card is the Ace of Pentacles, so it's pretty clear. And I feel like you've heard me say this already. I feel like many of you have received this, this pentacle sign or just this message in the recent, or at least in some of my older videos as well. Pretty clear here that many of you, if not all of you, I think it's probably like 80% or 85% of you are in a new direction regarding your career or your finances. So usually for many people, these are like one and the same. But yes, this is the direction that you are being guided towards next, is something new and fulfilling within your career or within this area of your life. Now, if it is not the case that it's resonating of career, many of you could, and this could be an overlap as well. I think that for the rest of you, or for more of you, if it's an overlap, this is talking about possibly something within the Pentacles realm that has to do with your physical body or your physical environment. So anything physical, anything tangible. We'll get all the information, but this is already coming through as your answer. This is the direction you're being guided towards. Spirit, do we need to know anything else before we get more specific for group 1? Okay, I see some energies are really blooming and flourishing for you. So we have the 5 of Swords. We have the, we have the Knight of Wands and the 2 of Cups. Sorry, that person's at a light. They'll leave soon, the music. Okay, so basically with the 5 of Swords, this does seem to me that you may have tried to make changes in your career or within your finances, or again, others of you, this could be environment or physical body. So please just take it as it resonates. I do feel that you have been trying to make some change for a while, and it just really wasn't going in the direction that you may have wanted, because I think at the end of all things, we are kind of on this destined track, and provided that we follow our intuition and our guidance, we will end up exactly where we need to end up. But it's a collaboration, it's like 50-50. So now the difference here in terms of where you're guided towards, many of you are going to start to do things differently in a way that is fitting with your intuition, in a way that is fitting with your spirit guidance as well. Now, what I see different here is that you're doing it with a sense of a shift in your mental perspective. You're doing things where you're more excited about it, you're more passionate about it, you're in more power and control regarding it. And this is a really, really big message. It's very important key here, is that you're doing it with self-love. You're doing it in a way where you are in harmony with yourself rather than, let's say, in conflict with yourself. Okay, so let's get a little bit more about the actual direction. Spirit, what can you tell us about the direction, the Ace of Pentacles? What do we need to know about this direction for group 1? I do think that for many of you, this area of your life has been and still may be an area of a lot of distress, worry, anxiety, really being overwhelmed and thinking about the future. Okay. Yeah, we have the 8 of Swords as well. So this is a big, I think the mental component is really big here, and it kind of tends to clog your clarity as well as your clair abilities, your psychic ability, because of the amount of worry here, to the point where you might even feel trapped. Okay, so again, thinking about the future and how this is going to end up, just, no matter what is the case, no matter what happens in the future, the feeling is the one that makes you feel trapped, the thoughts themselves, the anxieties themselves. Okay, so then we have here the 3 of Cups, we have the Fool. Yeah, so another thing about the direction you're heading in is of freedom, because over here it does look like it's trapped and kind of like suffocating, and then the main message here, aside from passion and self-love, is freedom. So the way to move towards this new direction is to put these elements into place. So rethinking it in a way that you can be excited about it, or trying out a different actual method or way of acting, way of taking action, so that you can feel lighter, so that you can feel more hopeful. And again, the 2 of Cups one, I think, is, like I said, the biggest key here in success is working with yourself. This is definitely important advice, I feel, because I've done this myself too. We often are at conflict with ourselves and we don't really realize it because we'll just say all kinds of things throughout the day to ourselves, negative thoughts, just like really discouraging ourselves. A lot of people have like self-punishing talk, you know, that sort of a thing. But here, you're not changing the goal, you're just changing the process. So if you can think of how you can do that now, like how can you change that inner talk? How can you change just one method that you were trying to feel more free, to feel lighter, happier, and then there you will have it. The results will be moving forward in this direction. So anything else that we need to know, Spirit, about what direction are they being guided towards with the Ace of Pentacles? What is the direction itself? What does it have on it? What's the path? It's specifically moving away from a feeling of being lost or of struggle, okay? So right here in what I just mentioned, that feels a bit more of a 50-50 message of something with career and finance and physical body and environment. It really feels like an even split. I feel like a lot of you may have been struggling with well, I mean, yes, actually with both areas, with like something finance and something physical. Whether that means it's some sort of physical ailment, some physical illness, or even just like if it's not an actual illness, it could be the routines of life and physically how you're feeling, like just chronically fatigued or tired, burnt out, sleep deprived, you know, whatever it is, okay? We have the Three of Wands. And then we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so this is really promising. These are really beautiful cards. The Three of Wands is showing your expansion. So another thing about the direction you're heading in is, I said of freedom before, and that is true. Again, you're heading towards expansion. Now, one thing I also want to note here, the direction that you're being guided towards has a lot of support included, okay? With the Six, the Two, and the Three of Cups. This is like a whole little, I guess, like tribe of either your guides or people that are like-minded. And again, this starts from you. I do believe that everything that we attract, you know, is the energy that we first embody. So with your own self-love and encouragement, you are attracting others that will do that same thing, and it'll be a whole team of support. And you're giving support to others as well, okay? Alrighty, so this is a lot going on, but the path is pretty clear. And like I said, it is summed up with just this one card. Things are going to get better. Again, I feel like it's a collaboration. You're moving forward on the path that is basically available to you, in front of you. This is the path of your highest good. It's the path where potentially you can have all of that positivity, all of that goodness, you know, all of that success that you envisioned. And the way to get to that path is to follow your intuition, to follow your guidance, to follow your truth. If that is not the case, it is going to be a bit confusing, and, you know, we don't know how it's going to end up. But here, if you do take that route, then we can see the freedom, we can see expansion, and the struggle is going to be over, okay? Alrighty. This is good news. So anything else that they need to know? Any advice? Anything about this path and direction they're being guided towards? What do they need to do or think about? We already got some of that advice here, so let's see. Anything else? Oh, I see. Some of you might, I don't think this applies to every single person, but some of you might really be struggling with the self-confidence and self-worthiness. And if it is the case that you are struggling with it, this might be a really big hurdle, like one of the biggest hurdles that you have, one of the biggest challenges. So others of you, this could be representing wounds of the heart space that you have already healed, but there's always, I guess, kind of more to heal. But if it's, you know, it's either or, but I do think that many of you may be struggling with some of the self-confidence and self-worth. If that's the case, you can begin to heal at the heart space first, in my opinion, and then work on the solar plexus, which is a bit more of the power. All right. Yeah. So just feeling in your own personal sense of power. So is there any final message about the Ace of Pentacles, the direction, and what it looks like? And the final thing here, I mean, this is really, really promising, very encouraging. You have Justice, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Magician. So in addition to prosperity and positivity, you're heading towards a lot of balance, okay? Really, really nice balance where everything will move more smoothly. You're moving towards power and manifestation, positive manifestation. And here you can see this is stability. I love this card because everything else was like kind of up in the air depending on how much things have been a struggle for you. But this is stability and, as you can see, prosperity, okay? So I don't know if you have been recently thinking about a change in your physical environment, physical body, or your career, like work area of life. But if it resonates that you want to make these changes, again, like the advice is already here. Try to change your mindset, try to change your methods, and then just really encourage yourself and work with yourself in order to get to that sense of freedom. If you were focusing on some other areas of life, basically the reason I did this pick a card is to show you that your guides are trying to redirect you. Some of you may have been focusing on other stuff. I mean, it could be anything under the sun. It could be you were working on some kind of, projects. You were working on some sort of other spiritual stuff. Maybe you were working on friendships or love. Right now, your guides are gently redirecting you to focus on shifts within this area. Of course, if it resonates with your intuition, they're just giving you a nudge and saying, hey, if you focus on this for now, things are really going to shape up and things are going to move along, making the other stuff easier to deal with, okay? So I'm going to get a final advice message for you from my deck. These are finally going to be in stock, I think, within, I'm hoping, a week or two. And if you're interested to purchase these, as they're still on sale, the info is in the description. This is my handmade deck. Spirit, final messages, please. Final advice for group number 1. Okay, so you have the Ten of Cups, or imagination, in my deck. This is really nice. And then over here you have the Five of Cups. And then over here you have, again, the Empress, or Mama. Okay, so basically it's showing that there could be this sense of loss that you feel, I think, kind of regularly about something. But it's interesting because it feels like you might be missing something or longing for something here, but in reality, you're going to achieve that if you follow this path and this guidance, I think. I feel like you're going to achieve it, but it's almost like sometimes you might step in your own way in order to get the whole full 10 cups there, or imagination. So try not to focus on what you do not have or what has passed. I know that's very hard to do, but if you step into your power just a little bit, more of that creative energy, more of that authentic energy, like I said, that positive energy, then it should head in that direction. Now, I think I just want to make a final note here because I myself was a little, I think, like confused about the title and the topic of this. And it's also because, again, like I'm kind of sleepy, so I don't know if I'm making any sense. So in terms of if it is career for you guys, or really anything, the fact that this is an ace, you're being guided not necessarily towards something entirely brand new that you have to like change your careers. Again, all they're really asking you to do is to shift your perspective and your way of doing things so that this aligns for you. So again, they're saying refocus on the path of your career. How can you shine within your career? Or if some of you want to do a business, how can you shine within, let's say, if you do have some physical ailments, like what are some things that you want to do, or just for your physical health, what are some things that you can do to feel more balanced, to feel more freedom, and to feel more prosperity in general. So if you want further advice on that, I do have separate pick-a-cards for that. So I have stuff for career. You know what? I probably should link these below. I'm going to do that. So I have stuff for career, and I even have one for physical body, messages from your physical body. So I'm going to link that below because this is a 2-part, even 3-part kind of message as a whole. But this is the direction you're being guided towards, is to refocus on this. Sorry for that like confusion, because I'm a little confused myself, but I hope that this was helpful. Thank you guys so much. Info for personal readings are below as always. And stay tuned, maybe not the next video, but maybe like I think next week or so for the info on my healing products. Okay, so thank you guys once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time. Take care, bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the chakra wand. So I hope I can do this with clarity. I was a little confused myself for the previous group. So let me see. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, please. Our chakra wand. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at the first message for you. And by the way, I'm going to switch camera angles, like alternate sometimes if you missed what I said in the intro. Okay, Spirit, for group number 2, just generally speaking, what direction are you guiding them towards next? What direction are they being guided towards in their lives to refocus on? Group 2, where are they being guided? What direction? For you guys, I'm feeling a little bit of, you may get more than one answer, okay? Yeah. All right, so your very first message, you have here the Hermit, and then you have the World. That's a separate message. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. And then over here you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Empress, and I feel like you have one more. What else? What do they need to hear? For what direction are they being guided towards? All right, and then your final one is the Lovers and the Temperance card. So as this is a general reading, I'm going to do my best here because there's 3 already separate categories, which is kind of interesting. Group 1 did not happen at all. I don't know if it's maybe you're working on a lot of different things in life right now, or it could just simply be that you kind of wanted as many messages as possible for different areas of your life. Now I'm going to start with this one. Okay, the first direction that you're being guided towards, this has to do with your area of self, which is your spiritual development, emotional, psychological, even for some of you it could be physical, but I feel like it's a little bit more internal than external. Okay, so here's what they want to tell you with the Hermit and the World. They're asking you, the direction they want you to take is to refocus, okay? To refocus on your path of self, of learning about yourself, of developing your wisdom, and more specifically, completing some kind of a cycle within yourself. This is hinting at the fact that you may have a rebirth soon and some kind of a really intense transformation. I'm talking tower kind of transformation. And this is all within your own realm of self. So this has nothing to do with work, finances, relationships, at least yet. This is everything within your own inner world. So this is like your awakening, right? So this is where they want you to focus on if you are not already. And if you are, that's great. That means that, you know, they're confirming that this is the right path for you, is to focus on this. Now with the World card being here, this is the completion of a cycle. It's talking about closure. It's talking about rising one step higher in the spiritual ladder or staircase or something like that. And I'm assuming what's going to come after that is this some sort of awakening. Okay, so if you are feeling like you might be on the cusp of that awakening, just keep going. And if you feel like you want to get to that next step in some sort of awakening and spiritual power, then begin this journey if you have not already. So some things that could be helpful is I would probably first recommend meditation of any kind. So it doesn't always have to be sitting in silence. It could certainly be watching guided meditation videos. It could be doing something like just any kind of deep breathing, any kind of time spent in solitude, in nature, in maybe prayer or something like that. spending time near water and earth element, whatever the case is, and air, obviously. Anything that you can do in solitude. I suppose it is technically possible to do all of those things if you're still around other people, but the vision I'm getting is you in a complete cocoon. You're in an egg of this development, and you got to stay in there. Like, that's the direction they're guiding you towards. Like, stay in that egg, stay in that cocoon, because when the time is right, that egg is going to hatch, and then you're going to feel like a completely new person. So stay on that path is what they're saying. This is the direction for the area of self. That's the answer that you got. This one is slightly related, Page of Pentacles and Empress, but it's a little bit of an overlap. This is talking about, I think, your personal power and confidence, but it is also talking about your presence in the world. So this is all internal, and then this one is a bit more internal, external, because one message I'm getting here is about your presence in your career life, perhaps, or if not career, then just the way that you present yourself in the world. But it's also talking about your ability to carry your power and your confidence. So I know a lot of people talk about confidence, and it does sound cliche, and I guess it is, but confidence and having a certainty of one's self will literally change your life. It's that important. It changes everything. Every decision, every action, every outcome is going to be different if you believe in yourself and are certain of yourself versus if you are not. So this comes down to a matter of self-worthiness, self-love, and also courage, because taking action takes courage. So this is the direction in that area of your life that they are guiding you towards, is to make sure that you are checking in with your personal sense of power. They're going to ask you some questions now. They're saying, do you feel confident within yourself? Do you feel worthy within yourself, especially to receive good things? Do you actively encourage yourself and know your worth in terms of receiving things from your outer world? For example, you might even know some people as examples of these is, let's say you have someone at work that knows that they deserve more money or just like recognition. And some people are willing to go after that, but other people might be unwilling to and kind of like stay in the shadows and say, no, I don't deserve more, so I'm just going to settle for less, kind of a thing. So they're asking you to monitor this. They're not really saying move forward or backward. They're just saying check in with yourself about how you see yourself, how you present yourself to first you and then the world. And also connecting it to the tangible things. What are you asking the world for? And that's not even in a selfish manner at all. It's like, what are you asking the universe for that you know that you are worthy of, or even that you know you might have earned? I don't want to say the word deserve, but like that you have earned, okay? So that is something that they want you to look at and just from now on be mindful of. Now the final category here, we have the two beautiful angels, Lovers and Temperance. Now, this one I am getting a very specific message that you are being guided towards the direction of reconciliation with somebody important to you. Group 2, your reading is really specific, and I love that. I don't know if you're normally that way, where you're just very structured, maybe meticulous, just like a detail-oriented person. I don't know if that's the case for you, but this is a really clear reading. And I did mention that I struggled with group number 1, but this is coming out really clear to me. Okay, so if it is the case, because this could be for like maybe, I don't know, like 85% of you. I don't know if this is going to resonate with everybody. Again, if it does not, this could always refer to self as well, like inner balance. But for those of you it does resonate, there's somebody in your life that you love very much, and I would probably also assume that they love you too in whatever way they, say, or whatever way that they can. And there is peace and reconciliation being identified here. So I don't know if something happened. I don't know if nothing happened, because maybe this is just talking about a strengthening of love. So that is the direction here. So this is really going to vary depending on your situation. So if something did happen recently where you had an argument with somebody, a falling out, Whether it's a friend, a lover, or a family member, or whoever, really. This is just love. That's all I'm speaking about is love. Again, the direction that they're pointing out to you is, hey, it might be time to reconcile with this person. It might be time to come to some sort of peace and some sort of resolution here, because I do feel like there was some sort of conflict or some sort of imbalance, okay? So if it was not a direct argument or falling out, and maybe even nothing happened, it could just be they want you to deepen this relationship or whatever it is, okay, this connection. I think, what else did they want to say with this one? Yeah, because like for like the rest of you, I am feeling that it could have just been maybe stagnation, or like, I don't know, some of you could have been feeling boredom or whatever the case was, but they want you to, I guess, reinvent and heal and cleanse this particular connection that is probably the first one that was on your mind. Like, oh, I know who she's talking about, kind of like that. All right. Yeah, lots of cleansing is really what I'm feeling here. It's going to be renewed, I think. If it's the case that it is someone that you had a falling out with or some kind of an argument and you do not wish to reconcile with that person, obviously that's okay. It is totally up to you. If that's the case, you feel the person, let's say, for example, is harmful and you don't want them in your life, that's fine. I would recommend to still cleanse yourself of the energy, send any energy back to them that you want to release, kindly release it, and then you would probably also want to protect your energy as well. So in that case, you would want to reconcile the energy itself of the conflict and then reconcile and come to peace just within your own energy and feel that inner peace. So before, if it was like ripples and waves and stuff, what you want to achieve here is like the still, calm waters, cleansed waters. Oh boy. So that is the direction overall that you're being guided towards in 3 different areas. Let's take a look. Any other advice for group number 2? Chakra wand. If you're also interested in achieving energetic balance, inner balance, I mean, that's what this is for. That's what it's supposed to be for, to kind of use it over each energy center and come into balance. Another thing that I got recently, this is blue kyanite, and apparently this is supposed to help to balance all of the chakras. So that's just something I'm recommending there. Any other messages, please, for group number... Getting a call here. Spirit, any other messages for group number 2, and what direction are you guiding them towards next? Any other advice, anything like that? They're talking about indecision and insecurity in some manner. That could be either or. Some people might feel insecure about a decision, or some people might just simply feel insecure within themselves. This one, it has to do with, there's a lot of up and down here that I'm feeling, and the moon card is on the bottom. 2 of Swords and the King of Cups. So this is just a final little, I guess, like bonus message that regarding your sense of certainty within yourself, your confidence and things like that, I do feel that there is a severe up and down fashion going on here with believing in yourself and not believing in yourself, putting yourself out there and then staying in the shadows. And like I said, with making a particular decision, some of you, the decision might have to do with walking away from something or walking towards something. Oh, wow, look at this. You have both moving on cards. That's what I call these. You have both of them at the bottom of the deck, which is pretty wild to me. So that's just for like a smaller number of you. But if it is the case that you are unsure of where to go and what to do next, you may need to start here with the Hermit. Remember, look inward. Just spend time with yourself in that solitude, but really spending time with your guides, actually, and with divine. That's because we're never alone, but they want you to reconnect to your spiritual body, basically. So I'm going to get some final advice from my deck here. These are going to finally be in stock, I'm hoping, next week or so. And if you would like to take a look at these, the info is below. You can purchase them as they're still on the sale price. Spirit, can we have a final... this is my handmade deck, not just mine. Spirit, any final messages, final messages. For group number 2, advice, please. Thank you. So, oh, that's funny. You got the Hermit again, the loner in my deck. So I think that your soul is really craving this time, especially if you tend to be around other people or maybe have distractions or noise in the background. I know I do that a lot. I just kind of have the phone on and this and that. But your soul is asking for time just to be, to have that stream of consciousness, to think, to meditate, to just be present. Your soul is really wanting that right now. Your final cards you have are the Child of Imagination or Page of Cups, the Four of Cicadas or Swords, and then you have the Learner of Polynoses or the Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of hard work that is going to be happening for you in the next couple of months, but in a way that you're going to enjoy. And I think that it is going to have to do with your creativity and all of the things that you were, they said fostering, like the seeds that you had planted. A lot of that is going to come into fruition within the next couple of months. Final message for you guys is please take a break if you have not taken a break yet. I know that that's like really hard to do. I totally understand that. But in any way that you can take a break, whether it's just like one day, one afternoon, whatever, like taking a nap, taking a day off. I don't know what's possible for you, but whatever you can do, it's being asked of you to just take a small break because it's going to really be needed here in the near future. So lots of information, lots of messages coming through in your reading group 2. I really hope that it did resonate. I'm going to link a couple of additional readings in the description as I usually do, just to see if any of those resonate and to continue this reading. So personal readings info is below as always. And next time, or maybe next week, not the next video, I don't think, but I think next week I'll update you guys about my healing products and how you can, I'll show them to you if I have them ready. Okay, thank you. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is a reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the black feather. Alrighty. Spirit, this reading is for group number 3. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. What direction are you guiding them towards? Okay, so basically the direction that you're being guided towards means that your guides and divine, are gently trying to redirect you and also strengthen your focus. Let's take a look at what it is for you. All right. Spirit, for group number 3. What direction are they being guided towards next? Where are you guiding them towards? Thank you, group 3. I definitely felt a message of protection just for the color of the feather. I don't know if some of you need to protect yourself, protect your energy right now. If you've been feeling ill, if you've been feeling run down, tired, ill, or really unfocused, you might benefit greatly from protecting your energy. I mean, I do have a video on that. It's probably not the greatest video, but it is always in the description because it's such an important topic. It's just my personal advice for protecting your aura. Spirit, for group 3, what direction are you guiding them towards, please? Thank you. Whoa. Okay, so immediately we have Temperance. I feel that this is going to have to do with your balance and your healing, but let's make sure. What direction are you guiding them towards, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm feeling. You have Strength. I feel like this has a little bit more to do with the physical strength as well. And then you have the Hanged Man. Okay. You have 4 major arcana cards popping through here. The Fool at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to actually just start with these. This is very powerful energy, and this is a life-changing, life-shifting kind of message, especially because they're major arcana cards that are coming through. This is a little bit of everything regarding your healing. So yes, this is the overall direction you're being guided towards, is to refocus on specifically your healing and balance. So just to give you context, I just wanted to let you know is, for example, group 1 got a message. These are all different. Group 1 got a message about focusing on something more physical, like their career, their even physical bodies. Group 2 got 3 separate messages. But for you guys, the only area, and this is like a real sort of like a narrowed focus that Spirit wants for you, is to focus on healing and balance. Okay, so that does encompass quite a bit, and I'll get into that. But if you have not already been focusing on your healing, now is the perfect time to do it. And now is probably going to be the time where you're going to achieve the best results, the most, the most out of your outcome there. And the Hanged Man here, such a curious card to show up here. The Hanged Man, I feel, is either talking about feeling like you're in limbo, or asking many of you to do a lot of surrendering and releasing. I think it's a little bit of both, because the limbo I'm feeling is actually a positive limbo. It feels as though you're going to kind of be standing still for a period of time, not a very long time. They did mention the number 7. So either it's talking about 7 days, possibly 7 weeks, or just like any time in July in a general way. I guess depending on when you're watching this. That is what I think is going to happen. I think you guys are going to be experiencing a temporary limbo. If it literally feels like you're just kind of hanging and you're existing and there's a void around you, but it's not a scary one at all. It's kind of feels like a vacation. It feels like, like a mental vacation. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely one to like always be thinking, and it just doesn't stop. And to not think and to just exist does kind of feel like a vacation. So you're going to be in this, I would say, beneficial limbo for the time being, if you choose to focus on your healing and if you choose to kind of focus on your balancing. If you don't, that's up to you, because you just have to follow your intuition. But Spirit is saying if you refocus right now on your healing and your balance, it's going to benefit you greatly, and you're going to kind of, it's almost like hibernation mode. And then when you come up from that, you're going to be running twice as fast, like like a computer update, I guess, or like a phone update. Okay, so all of that being said, here is the Strength card in the middle. I think this is all kinds of strength for you. This is mental strength. This is spiritual strength. This is, I guess for some of you, it could be physical strength depending on whatever you're doing. And it's also the strength of the foundation beneath you, so your spiritual path. That's a big one. For those of you that are concerned about if you're walking the right path, the whole spiritual path in your journey and your mission, even that is going to strengthen. Okay, now finally getting to the actual first card. Let me see. Spirit, what direction are you guiding them towards, please? Yeah, lots of peace as well is really needed here. But that is the path. I think peace is the path itself. It's also a destination, I guess. But that's the way to the actual destination, is to be peaceful. So you have the 8 of Swords. I guess it was kind of upside down, but you guys know by now I don't really pay attention to these rules. The 9 of Pentacles. And then the Empress. Actually, all 3 groups got the Empress pretty notably. I feel like it could be a collective message that we have to pay attention to our confidence and personal power, our sense of worth. But going back to the healing. Now, for those of you that have already been focusing on your healing, you know what needed to be healed. If you had obvious wounds, imbalances, pain, whether it was physical or emotional, or loss, you already know all about that and what needed to be healed. A lot of you were maybe focusing on self-love as well. But I think you were also focusing primarily on freeing yourself. So that's huge. I don't know if you've already gone through a lot of the healing. You feel like you've reached a point of success. I feel like many of you have, at least in some ways, maybe not 100% of the way. But I do think that many of you have established a sense of freedom, independence, and self-sufficiency. So this would actually strengthen your sense of confidence, like knowing that you can do these things, knowing that, you know, you have built these things for yourself or built yourself, okay? In terms of your direction, they just want you to keep going. And if you have not been focusing on this stuff, again, now is the perfect time to start, okay? So in terms of your actual balance emotionally and in all ways, energetically, freeing yourself and feeling independent and that particular type of confidence, that is going to help to strengthen everything in your life. Can we have a little bit more about the direction? Thank you. One more thing about the strength card, this is also talking about your skills and your talents. Not really talking about psychic skills just yet, although that could certainly be a factor here. But one other thing they're asking you to refocus in terms of your direction is to focus on strengthening your actual talents and skills that you know you uniquely have. So for example, if you're a creator of some kind, like if you're a really gifted artist or writer or cook or like mediator, like whatever it could be, they're asking you to refocus on that and to really play that up in the near future, and for you to really implement that in your path. I don't really know exactly how you're going to do that, but I feel like it's again, it's your own unique contribution to yourself. So whatever it is that is your greatest strengths, they're asking you to refocus on that and really use that in your daily life or within your jobs and families and like whatever. Okay, what else? What direction are you guiding them towards next, please? These kind of came out together, I don't know. You have here the Five of Swords. So that would be healing of your environmental concerns, as well as other smaller conflicts that are not really related to your overall spiritual healing. So one thing to do there is I would say you may need to cleanse and clear as well as protect, like I said before. Things in your outer world and even little issues and conflicts or arguments could really take you out of your path of healing yourself. So they want you to kind of allow that to pass, allow that to be temporary, because it is temporary. And then finally over here we have the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Can you tell us what's the message there? This might have to do with your child self, your inner child. Yeah, I think so, with the Ten of Cups coming through. For others of you, if you happen to... this might have to do with family as well. Like if there's children involved in your family, there is something having to do with balancing of that. So it's either your own inner child or children or childlike energies that are near you in, like, let's say, for example, family or wherever. Okay, so what's the message? What's the advice for that? That also would be a similar message to the direction is healing in itself. So now it's extending into healing of not only your own heart and your own self-healing, but the healing of, in terms of the heart and the way that you express that love towards other people, because that's very much related, right? Unconditional love. Anything else? What do we need to know? Oh, okay. Yeah, they're talking about some sort of expansion and harmony or some sort of like collaboration. And you have the Tower here. I think that in terms of your heart space and the ability to feel love and to give love, but to feel safe doing that and to feel, again, worthy of that and just to feel peaceful, I feel like it is going to really completely open up for you. Again, if you continue this path of like freeing yourself and healing of yourself and I would say here really recognizing your own unique talents and who you are, your heart chakra is going to completely open up and it's going to change your life. So for example, this, I feel like this is definitely an example for many people, but I'll just say it's like one of the more extreme examples. Let's say that for your whole entire life, you have been unable to really trust people or make friends, or like you've been afraid of people, or like whatever the case is. If your heart chakra opens up and you feel the ability to receive unconditional love and therefore to give unconditional love, or vice versa, that changes your life. That changes pretty much everything. It changes your relationships, it changes your outlook, your perspective, your health, just pretty much everything. So that is why the tower is there, I feel. And I did see a message as well about some sort of karmic cycle that you're going to be completing as a result. So you're going to be healing what even could have been considered, I guess, like a generational karmic cycle or whatever it's called. And yeah, you're going to be healing that karma. You're going to be healing some issues from past life, generations, and starting fresh and kind of like setting a new tone for the rest of like whoever's next. So that's really exciting. Wow. Okay. Anything else? This is really powerful stuff. Yeah, holy crap. You have the Fool. Okay, so I just mentioned like starting fresh and just like start setting a new tone entirely. This is you. You are going to be the ones to set a fresh example, perspective, and energy for everyone involved. So whether this is like if you have kids or just people in your family who are existing now, for friends, just whoever it might be, you are going to be the one to set a wonderful example of light and love by just healing yourself. That's incredible. So at the bottom of the deck, we are seeing some of the burdens of the past and of the heart. Okay, if you resonate with the message of the past lives and karma and things like that, that is something they're asking you to keep in mind as you're on this direction of healing. Okay, so maybe I'll link below something with the past lives, because I'm just gonna a type of reading like this needs a lot of clarity, so I want to put that in the description. Past lives, like what you might have to heal there, and just about healing I'll put. So the final thing I'm going to get for you is I'll just get some advice from my handmade deck. These are finally going to be in stock, I'm hoping by next week or so. And if you still want to purchase them or pre-order them at as it is now at the sale price, the info is below. Spirit, can we please have some final advice for group number 3, our Black Feather group? What advice do they need about the direction and path? This is so awesome. I love it. You got Celebration, which is the Sun card. So I feel like this is the only card that's needed. Things are really going to skyrocket for you in terms of joy. Again, this is because of the healing of your heart space. I would say then that your heart is huge. Like your ability to hold, to actually contain the energy of love, light, and joy that is one of your gifts. I feel like that is a huge gift that you have. That's just who you are. And with everything else cleared out and your heart freed, you are really going to spread a lot of love and light into the world. So that I feel like is part of your mission. That is so, so beautiful. I'm going to leave it there because I just love that so much. And I really feel like that is the future for you guys. Heartwarming message there. So that is what I am seeing for you guys in group 3. Any info you need is below, as well as for personal readings. Thank you. I hope it helped, and sending you blessings. Okay, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the Dried Rose. So let's see what direction Spirit is guiding you towards. Spirit, this reading is for group 4. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. Spirit, for group number 4, what direction are you guiding them towards next? Please, thank you. What direction are you guiding them towards? Group 4. Feeling kind of shifty here, kind of like hesitation energy. What direction are you guiding them towards, Spirit? Group 4, thank you. Oh, I see now. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there for a second. All swords, in my view here, you have the Page of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is at the bottom. Okay, I think I see where they're going here. So this is such an interesting topic for me to do, and all four groups have now received very different messages. The direction that you guys are heading towards is of truth. Your spirit guides, divine, they are trying right as we speak to redirect you towards your own personal truth within yourself and about yourself. This includes your path. This includes your own authenticity, your heart, even your thoughts. This is everything, because I do think that truth is pretty much everything. And what they're more specifically trying to get you to see is the actual truth and clarity versus what maybe you have been, I don't know, like some of you might, the phrase that they used was some of you might have been fooled into thinking, or have maybe tricked yourself into thinking, or some of you, if it's like a self issue, it could be like denial, whatever the case is. I don't know if someone has been deceiving you. I'll look into it. That could be the case too. But this is the direction you're being guided towards, is of truth. What an interesting answer. All right, so let's kind of dig into this, because this is going to be interesting. Spirit, what do you mean? Like, I'm just going to say, Spirit, what's going on here? For group 4, what is the advice and message here? There's something about this, like, it's making me not, I think it's that Seven of Swords. It's just making me very uncomfortable. And you know the feeling of, I think I'm honestly picking up on guilt. I really don't know where this is coming from, but I felt it was like a person shifting in their seat, almost like they were being interrogated and they were starting to sweat and get fidgety. I felt exactly like that. And I'm like, I don't like this. So that could be if, again, like if someone's lying to themselves, or if they're lying to somebody else. And I don't always, when we say lying, I don't only mean intentional lying, intentional deception, because there's plenty of times that we as human beings, we lie to ourselves. We do this because we're not ready to face certain truths, or we just don't want something to be true, and we're just kind of fighting it, you know. And to face our own truth, our real, raw, genuine truth, that takes a lot of courage. And yes, it can be uncomfortable, it can be painful. So I don't know if this is resonating with you right now, but if it's kind of starting to spark something and you feel intuitively, you're like, ooh, that kind of reminds me of something, but you're not sure what it is, this could be something within your own subconscious that is trying to, you know, it's trying to breathe. So we have, yeah, oh my goodness, look at that. It's buried. The Seven of Pentacles is indicating that something could be kind of buried within your energy framework. We have the Temperance card here, which in this case, I'm actually feeling is either your guardian angel or your higher self that's trying to help you here. They're coming through with higher frequency noises, vibes. They're transmitting something. It's kind of like a whole bunch of things is coming through. Like, at first I got a song, like a radio, static, garble, you know, all that, just like weird noises. So your guides, I'm getting chills here. Okay, your guides and angels and higher self, they've been trying to get your attention and talk to you about your truth. I am so intrigued as to what this could be. And I don't know if some of you are already aware of what this is. Please let me know. But probably there's going to be more of you that actually are not aware of what this could be. Otherwise, this card wouldn't be here. It's like a mask, you know, just some sort of a veil in front of you. Okay, I wonder if they'll tell us what the truth is. Spirit, can you please tell us what is the truth, clarity, or what is the deception? Just either one. But this is really, I think this is probably one of the most interesting answers I've ever seen in a pick a card. Wow, okay. Spirit, what is the deception or the truth? Either one. Okay, so you have the Hierophant over here, very obviously landing in the reverse, even though I don't really do that. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. I've said this to you. I know I've said this to you before. Some of you may have been really focused on a particular task or goal in the recent time, or maybe even for a while, maybe even like up to 3 years is what they said for some of you. And you know that tunnel vision that we get when we're really focused and our head is down and we're just working, just super duper focused? That is exactly like I said, it's a tunnel. It creates tunnel vision and it blinds us. So there's something going on here, especially with your sense of focus. Spirit is trying to lift up your head, put down the hammer or whatever's in your hand and say, hey, we're trying to tell you something, right? This is going to take me a while. They're saying, we're trying to tell you something. Now here with the Hierophant in the reverse, I wonder, I don't know the case, but I wonder what is your relationship to yourself and your guides and divine. Do you feel disconnected? Do you feel kind of lost or very lost? I'm going to safely assume that many of you do believe in higher power because you're watching this video, but if it is the case that you don't, that could be a message of that as well. Because this is supposed to be upright. The fact that it's upside down kind of makes me feel like maybe Spirit has been talking to you and for whatever reason you're just not really listening or you can't hear them. Something like, whichever one. You may not be able to hear them or you may be unwilling to listen, whichever one is the case. Okay. This is kind of tiring, this energy, which I totally get. Because I think that at one point or another, all of us have lived in a lie or an untruth about ourselves or our mission or like our path. And it's tiring. But the moment that we redirect ourselves to what fits and what is right for us, we feel so relieved. So again, if that resonates for you, but you're not really sure of what I'm talking about, just keep watching and just keep going. Let's see. Spirit, what is anything else that we need to know? What is Seven of Swords speaking of and Ace of Swords? Thank you. So with the Eight of Pentacles, everyone is working on something different here. There's a lot of people watching and you're all working on something different and you're all focusing on something different. So every single one of you, the message is, hey, look up for a second and really be ready to receive the message that is going to come through. Still, it hasn't come through yet in this reading because there's something in your life that does not match your truth. They were snapping for some reason. It does not match your truth. It's like it has to click. I think that's why they were doing that. Okay, something isn't clicking. What is the thing that is not clicking, please? And if something clicks or does not click, this is going to change your life. And I think all 4 groups so far have been getting messages about your life is going to change if you do that one particular thing differently. This is like a puzzle piece. There's a puzzle piece in your life that does not fit into that space, and it's not clicking into place. So you know what happens exactly if that's the case. It's not the right piece. It doesn't fit. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. But the moment that you get the right piece, everything makes sense again and you can keep going. You have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, I don't know if this is like rude, but the message that they said was you're asking for the wrong thing. That's exactly what they said. Your guides or whoever, they said that and word for word, you're asking for the wrong thing. So I don't know if this is like yourself talking to you. You know, it could be like one of your guides. You have the Three of Cups. And then you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. What else do they need to know about this particular message, please? Oh, okay, that makes sense. So they said that you're asking for the wrong thing, or maybe you have already asked for the wrong thing, quote unquote, and it had created a burden for you, or it has created a burden for you, and there's like a bit of a wall that's up right now, okay? And strangely, it's completely invisible to you, because the Queen of Swords, I say strangely because the Queen of Swords sees everything, but there's a wall directly blocking your line of sight here. Spirit, what is the truth? Whatever that might be for everybody here. What is the truth, please? Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. What are you going to reveal? What are you wanting to reveal? Oh, boy. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. The High Priestess. Okay. This is just heavy. The truth is your own intuition, and that is the classic message, is always to listen to your intuition, but in this case, your intuition has not had the opportunity to actually express itself, and there's a lot of reasons for this. It could be because, again, you're super hyper focused on using your brain and your head space versus, let's say, the intuitive space. It could be because there's buried information, which means you might like have suppressed emotions, or, you know, just like buried memories or emotions and thoughts that you just didn't want to deal with. Maybe it could be something like that. And another piece of the puzzle is that, spiritually speaking, you may have not been ready for this, or I don't want to say like not willing, because I feel like, well, that depends. There could be something with fear as well. So your intuition, while the intuition always speaks truth, the intuition is not always readily available to actually speak. So that is what's going on here. See, I told you this would take me a minute, and it is, and let's just keep going patiently here. Spirit, what is the truth? What is the intuition? Thank you. So as you can see, your reading, your direction you're meant to go has nothing to do with your outer world. So some of the other groups, they got like, okay, focus on your career, focus on healing this relationship, focus on solitary time with yourself, which is a little related here. But for you guys, this, again, is very specific. It's talking about revealing a truth within you. Okay, what's the truth? What's the intuition? The truth and the intuition, and I just mentioned solitary time, and you did get the Hermit, so that is part of this. The truth and the intuition has to do with your heart, okay? I don't know in what way, because this could be like love towards self, love towards others, love towards a specific person, love towards even divine, right? But your truth and your intuition is pointing towards your heart space right now. So let's keep going, because they don't... really what I'm feeling here, group 4, is definitely like a hesitation. I would say it's hesitation, turning to discomfort, turning to fear, turning to terror, like turning into something really horrifying. I don't mean to say that this is like horrifying in itself, but for those of you that, if you feel a bit lost or kind of like really disconnected, if you're at a place right now, or you have in the past been in a place where you feel extremely disconnected and just kind of hopeless, lost, or discouraged or whatever, I feel like this is why. I feel like it has to do with your connection to your heart space. And there was even something I was going to say, and I completely, it just like left my mind. That's how the disconnect is kind of controlling everything. So in addition to learning your own inner truth, the direction you're being guided towards is reconnection to your heart space, reconnection to your spirituality. And I think that's what I was getting at before, the fear, okay? Because looking into one's self, and some of these, whatever that could be, like memories, emotions, or like whatever, that can be that can be quite terrifying. Okay, so that's really what I meant by that. Anything else about the Ace of Cups? What is the truth? What is the intuition? What is the heart talking about? Now you have Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I think what just happened here is that the moment that we were inching towards more of this truth, what ended up happening, and please forgive me if this is offensive, but this is a defense mechanism. Your energy completely rerouted and said, hey, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about earthly things. Let's talk about material things. Let's talk about work. You know, it just it got really nervous, and it completely redirected, which is what I think happened here. And remember when I said that you're asking for the wrong things, or they said that actually. This is, I think, again, all related. So somewhere along the line, your self, your energy, your thoughts, you began to ask the world, or ask your own inner world and outer world for things that were not necessarily aligned with what you really needed. It's like wants versus needs. Okay, so that's exactly what happened here. Something within you got really anxious, really nervous, and said, let's redirect towards something that I can, you know, kind of just grasp tangibly, but I don't want to go any deeper than that. Is there any advice we can give them, please, Spirit, for group number 4? This is I did not expect this reading to take this direction. Group 4. Okay, here's the King of Cups. I feel like this card comes out a lot for you. So with the King of Cups, yeah, this is your own emotional body, your emotional self, your emotional realm, okay? Now, what I'm going to tell you next is actually a piece of practical advice, but it's not easy, so bear with me here. Your guides and divine and your higher self, they are guiding you towards becoming more comfortable and acquainted, and even, I guess, like knowledgeable about your emotions, or about emotions in general. You know, if you tend to be a bit more of like a logical person, you could even, I mean, I guess this would be a little counterintuitive, but you could even research a couple of articles about emotions and just like reading up on it and looking into it. For others of you, you know, obviously you can journal write and talk about your actual feelings, not your thoughts, not your beliefs, not even your energy. How do you feel, okay? And others of you, obviously, you know, like if it's possible, you can even talk about it with a friend, a therapist, like a family member, whoever. This is what is needed. I know I'm sounding really cheesy right now and therapist-y, and forgive me because I am one, but but to be in tune with one's own emotions is so important, because an emotion is an energy, and energy affects our whole system, you know, and it's all related, because it's thoughts leading to behaviors, and thoughts leading to feelings leading to behaviors, and all of the emotions itself, like I said, is an energy. So for example, if you feel the energy of pain or sadness or grief, all of the really, you know, like the really most painful ones, or let's say fear, that becomes an energy, or it exists as an energy. Okay, so just focus on your own inner emotions. Label how you're feeling, like just write it down. I am feeling blank, whatever it is, and then just kind of get acquainted, get familiar with this. So I had to say that because it's just so important. Someone recently told me, what did she say? She said that like a mutual friend was working on just getting acquainted with their emotions and just really understanding them. And the reason that this was significant for this person was because from childhood, this individual shoved down every single emotion, pushed it away, refused to feel it because it was painful. And this person was very scared, terrified to feel that emotional pain. They didn't really understand what it was, especially being a child. So then this person grew up with that defense mechanism to just push all the emotions away. But you guys probably know how that story ends. If you push something away long enough that needs to be felt and expressed and then ultimately resolved, it just kind of builds up more and more and more. Okay, so I tell you all of that because this is what's needed in order for you to reach that truth that I was speaking of from the very beginning. So I am probably just going to get one more piece of advice for you guys, but this is definitely going to require, I think, more videos or more just like contemplation over time. Let's get from my handmade deck here. Spirit, what is your final advice for group number 4 in the direction that they're heading in, or that you are guiding them towards, rather? Okay. So you have here the Learner of Summertime, or the Knight of Wands. You have the Four of Swords, or Cicadas. Three of Imagination, or Cups. This is the Judgment card, but here it's Forgiveness. And then the Child of Imagination, or the Page of Cups. Alrighty. So, kind of a confusing message. But ultimately, I'm seeing here, I mean, the thing that sticks out to me the most, actually, is the Forgiveness card. Forgiveness. Yeah, so group 4. Oh, boy. I really feel like you're at the cusp of some sort of change and some sort of aha moment, you know, like epiphany. I think that's the word I was trying to get at. You're at the cusp of this, and yes, it's going to strike you as pretty intense, but at the same time, it's going to be but a little sprout. That's what I was seeing here. It's going to be a tiny little sprout. Although it will change everything, it'll be like an awakening, but it's going to appear in small ways, which will then grow and grow and grow into like the full tree. That's what I'm seeing for you. I do feel that the concept of forgiveness is relevant, whether you have to forgive yourself, someone else, life, divine, I don't know. But that is just something they wanted you to keep in mind. Ask yourself about forgiveness. And then, let me get one more. Anything else? What is the final message, advice for group 4? Here, I was just getting a message that I do feel it's having to do with your spirit guides trying to kind of continue to nudge you in a particular way, but you might be facing the opposite way. So the final card here is the Emperor. This is Papa in my deck. And the actual message that came through that I was able to hear, they said, stop trying to control everything. Okay, so I don't know what that means to you, but they mentioned stop trying to control everything in terms of they wish for you to just surrender. To surrender your struggle, to surrender your fears, to surrender even your current thoughts or wants or beliefs. Just for a moment, let everything go for a second here and stop moving forward and just be still. Surrender, be still. So that they can begin to work with you. And this kind of freaked me out, but I cut the deck just intuitively, and I cut the Hanged Man hanging around. Okay, so they mentioned surrender. So be like this child on the monkey bars, just be upside down, let everything fall, and just be still for a second, and everything else will become clear. So group 4, this reading was really, really in depth, and it's not over, as you can plainly tell. But I can't. It's a lot, therefore I can't keep piling it on. So I am gonna include a couple of other pick a cards in the description in case you want to continue this, but you probably don't. I think you probably just need to let this all kind of sink in. But for now, this is what I'm seeing for you, and I hope that this was helpful. I know it was a lot. Thank you for putting up with it, but thank you to your guides as well. So we'll leave it there. Let me know if it resonates so far, and you can just follow up with the other pick a cards. But other than that, best wishes with your journey. Okay, thank you so much. Info you need is below, including for personal readings, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.